My name is Kaitlin Martini, and this is Nessie, and we work at St. David Center, where I work as a therapist and the program supervisor of our foster care programs. Most of my clients are children who are in the foster care system in Minnesota, as well as either their foster parents or their biological parents. I also work with doing family therapy. There are some families I work with who have just experienced trauma, so instead of being in the foster care system, but majority of the people that we work with are in foster care. So I got Nessie when she was 8 weeks old. I actually saw Nessie being born in my parents' living room because they are a caretaker home. So I got to see her be born, and then I got her when she was 8 weeks old. And then I trained her for 2.5 years before she was officially placed with me in October of 2019. We went to class every week and did the whole training with the intentions of her going to someone else to be their service dog. That was not the plan for her to be placed with me as a facility service dog. I think it kind of just started once her, when she was mature enough and her skills were growing enough, then I started to bring her to work with me, just in the office and stuff like that. And then I got approval from both Helping Paws and St. David Center to use her in my sessions with my kids and my families. And I think that was kind of a big turning point because she was really using her skills in that unique way. So I think we saw that she could really do well in a facility and using her emotional skills along with her physical skills of, picking things up and stuff like that. A client that is upset or crying about something that they're talking about, and Nessie will just come up and either, do this kind of a thing or just rest her head right on their lap. She nudges too, so she'll nudge the hand so then it's touching her and it feels like she knows that that's something that will calm them down. And then also, the skills that she knows, her service dog training definitely shows up. If she didn't have that whole 2.5 years of training that we did, she would not be able to show up in the same way for these kids and families. So some of the favorites that she does with kids, the getting objects and bringing them is really fun. Or I'll give her an object, take it, and she'll walk it over to the child and give it to them. Putting things on the counter is super fun. As well as, sometimes my kids and I would go to libraries, so they really liked when she would do the switch and she'd open the handicap door. And an all-time favorite is her taking off their socks. So that one is super fun and is a good way for some comic relief during sessions that maybe are a little tougher or they just need to just have some normal kid time. That's just super fun for them. And it also shows that they trust her so much too, because, she's really gentle and it's more like a tickle when they get to her toes, but it shows how much they trust her to keep them safe, which is good because they might not have had that before. When this vest comes off, she is a totally normal dog. Runs around, she loves chewing on bones. She has this puzzle ball that she loves to get. It's openings and you try to get the ball out of it, which is really hard, but she loves that. She loves playing fetch and she very much loves to swim. That's what we were doing last weekend, is swimming a bunch. She'll jump off the dock and go swimming. And she needs that exercise and she needs that time off too. Just if we were working all the time, we would either be mentally and physically exhausted or just need time to decompress, and she totally needs that too. Before Nessie, it was, I would have to do a lot more planning and a lot more intentional work with my kids around, developing our relationship, around what activities we're gonna do, what things I want them to work on, which I still do some of that, but with Nessie, it comes more naturally, so it feels more natural for the kid too. Some of these kids have been in therapy for years and some of them have never been before. So either way, bringing Nessie in is usually a really unique experience for them. It makes them want to come to therapy, which sometimes is the first step and is really hard, but to actually participate. So with Nessie, it makes them feel more safe, feel more trusting in the room, and then able to work on the things that they also need to work on. The first situation that always comes to mind is actually when with a mom. So an adult, so she has some of her kids are in foster care and she's working with me and another therapist at St. David Center to work on her own parenting skills so then she can get her kids back. And she was in a meeting with her, and then there were 4 people from St. David Center, which was, I mean, overwhelming for me to be in that room. Just a lot of people around her asking her questions, being, you know, talking to her about her kids, and that doesn't feel good because she doesn't get to see them as much as we do. And I had Nessie with me, and Nessie was just kind of under the table for most of the meeting. And then I was like, do you like dogs? Do you want to like say hi to her? And so Nessie just walked right up to her, and I told Nessie to do a my lap. You know, before Nessie was under the table, she was more defensive, she was more guarded, really not feeling safe with the 4 of us, just by the means of, you know, how many people and what we were talking about and stuff like that. And then Nessie came in and she started to pet Nessie. And then she started talking about a dog that she had when she was growing up, or a dog that she misses as an adult. And it totally changed her demeanor. It totally changed the way she was talking with us. She was able to be really honest about, you know, scary things or hard things that she had been through, and why that plays into why her kids are in foster care, and her goals for herself and her goals for her kids. And the whole time Nessie's just on her lap and, you know, doing a rest your head or just sitting there really patiently letting her pet her. And it was a really, really cool thing to see. And Nessie actually was working with her son as well. So I had pictures of him and Nessie, and I was able to give her those pictures, which was really sweet. And then I took a picture of her and Nessie and gave it to her son. And actually now mom and son are back together, which is a really great thing. But Nessie was for sure a connecting piece in their story.